Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dust of the Past. This week, we're going to start off a little different, change it up a bit. Jump in the past. Zephyrus, you just emerged from an alleyway in Sharn. Down the ways a little bit, you hear a voice calling out somebody else, something that's fairly familiar in this particular part of the Undercity. And it says, "Come on now, you don't need to make this difficult. It'll be easy. You just have to hand us over what you're carrying on you, and then you can get moving on. You look like a smart enough woman." And then you hear another voice that responds, seemingly unworried. And it says, "Well, you got one of those things right. But I don't think I'll be giving you much of anything."
Zephyrus is going to definitely check that out because that sounds like an interesting showdown about to take place. And it sounds like there's 2-on-1, so Zephyrus is like, okay, what's going on there? He's gonna head in the direction of whatever the heck is going on.
So sliding around the corner, and of course in Sharn everything is rounded, so you just come around, and in this small little alleyway tucked between several things and kind of underneath a bridge, you see that there is a woman standing there with a satchel and a fine robe. Her satchel has metallic engraving on the side of it, and she has silvering hair, and there's still some that's dark. It's a dark brown, but a lot of it, there are streaks of silver through it. She is standing casually with one hand on the satchel, but surrounding her are 4 rough-looking people who you think you vaguely recognize. You've seen them in the audience before.
Great.
And they're holding cudgels surrounding this woman. All of them look to be fairly big fellows.
And there's nobody with the woman.
Nope. She's alone.
Neat. Zephyrus is a bit surprised seeing a 4-on-1. And he probably just thinks to himself, just like, these idiots just thinking they can do whatever they want. Probably what he would do first. Seems like things are gonna get ugly, so he probably kind of lingers in the shadows for a little bit until he sees things start to escalate.
As you see, the one in the head says, "Look now, this don't have to get ugly. We can solve this peacefully. You don't need to do anything special. Just give us that and move on your way. Come on now." And they start to close in a little bit. "Don't do anything stupid. You can't take 4 of us." To which the woman just raises an eyebrow.
Zephyrus is probably going to step in at that point. He kind of steps out of the shadows and he's like, "Where's your dignity? 4-on-1, isn't that a bit unsportsmanlike?"
They all kind of like whirl and start to see you. And the big one jumps in, just spits on the ground, and he says, "What do you know about that?" And then another one of them off to the side is like, "Wait, are you Brimstone? Is that you?"
That would be me, thank you.
Your fight yesterday was incredible.
Thank you. That's quite a compliment coming from one of the thugs about to steal whatever this upstanding citizen is holding. That's great. I'd love that compliment from you specifically. Something that you could do, a favor for me, that you could do is walk away, maybe, and then things won't have to get ugly.
Oh, no, I can't do that. And they kind of got their club on their chest. They're like, well, you're great in the fights, but, and they all start advancing towards you, and they're like, and the big one's just like, we'll see how well you do against real men. A real fight.
Zephyrus smiles to himself. It's like, have at it. And he's gonna put his, he's gonna get into a fighting position.
All right. So Zephyrus, you settle into the familiar stance that you've been taught and have drilled into you and adjusted over and over and over and over again. And just a quick note. I'm not going to have you roll in flashback scenes because they already happened. So we're taking a chance out of it because the thing already happened.
It would be awkward if I lost the fight that already was predetermined. Yeah.
So you, this man, he swings at you and you manage to step to the side, ducking out of the way. As all three of them come in, you quickly, the motion becomes a blur of fists and stepping out of the way. There's a slight glancing blow on your shoulder, but it's nothing you haven't weathered before as you're stepping out of the way. But then ducking, you manage to get one of them a shot in the side, just a quick jab that forces them to stumble backwards as they all swing these fairly primitive clubs at you. And then you start trying to separate them. Fighting against multiple enemies is not something that you've been particularly trained in, so it's hard to keep track of all of them. Like you'll get honed in on one, you'll have their defenses figured out, you'll open them up, but just before you actually manage to land a blow, you have to dodge to the side as a club smashes down next to you. But go ahead and describe to me what Zephyrus's fighting style looks like. Situation.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Mostly it would be probably very like rough and tumble, I guess, just because that's what he's been having to deal with his current living situation and everything. He likes to put on a little more of like a theatrical flair to it when he's actually in the ring, but since it's just kind of like, you know, we're duking it out in an alleyway behind the Denny's, it's just like he's a little more like cheaty with it, I guess. He kind of like is pulling all of like the nasty moves, you know, I don't know, like maybe gut punching in some place that maybe wouldn't be,
he's playing dirty,
like, allowed. Yeah, he's playing dirty. He's definitely playing dirty, especially in this whole like situation. But most of the time it's very like controlled. He's like very in tune with his actions and his body movements and everything. He's aware of like where everything is being placed. He's trying to be aware of his surroundings, and he's mostly very in tune with like what he's doing in his surroundings.
As you continue to fight, you manage to get two of them dropped, but the other two eventually, through just like a quick series, like one you manage to slam in the kidney, then kick in the face before he's down, then trip another one of them. And he's just, as this fight moves forward, but then all of a sudden you find yourself backed against a wall. And you trip over a crate. You're lying on your back. Three of them are down, but the one who's still standing raises a club, and then his entire body lights in electricity, and he falls smoking to the ground, patches missing throughout his entire clothes. And with just a quick buzz, you see that the woman earlier has just gently tapped this figure on the shoulder, and she closes a well-worn leather tome and places it back into her satchel. The other one, who was still conscious, you knocked out 2 of them and then tripped the third, looks up in kind of a start and then scrambles to their feet and runs off into the alleyway as fast as their feet can carry them. The woman grins at you and she reaches a hand down. You notice that your nose is bleeding and that you've got a split lip as well.
Ow.
And she says, "That was quite noble of you. Now,
Thank you.
what would cause somebody in this part of town to do something like that?"
Well, hate to see someone in a bad situation without someone stepping in to prevent it.
Well, I appreciate that. And she glances around and she says, "Don't really need the help, but it's good to see that there are still people who are willing to offer it, even in a part like this."
Makes sense. I suppose you could have taken them all on with that fancy lightning trick there.
Picked it up a while ago. And what would your name be, my new friend?
Brimstone. Well, in the ring it's Brimstone, but friends knew me as Zephyrus. Or Zeph, depending on your preference.
Well then, Zeph, it's an interesting thing when you see a noble fighter. I think you could do much more than that if you put your mind to it, than simply beat up other people in the ring.
Not a choice. Not my choice. Really, of business.
And what would your choice be?
Undecided currently. Done a lot of things. Kind of in between practices at the moment. But I like to stay in shape. So the ring provides that for me.
She nods to herself and she says, "Well, if you ever find yourself wanting to discuss a career change, you can say I know somebody. I'd be willing to give you the kind of position you want, but not more mist work."
And what would they say if I said I'm interested?
Well, they'd best introduce themselves. The name's Sindra Sylvain. It's good to meet you.
Likewise.
I think the two of us will be good friends. We'll jump back into the present. So, last session, the party ventured out from Port Nyanzaru with the guide Azaka Stormfang and headed down the river, or was heading down the river. On the second day of that journey is where we're at right now. And the canoe in front was violently thrown upwards, the canoe that possessed Zephrus, Caylona, and Azaka. Roll initiative.
There we
It's ready for
go.
dying part 2. Just kidding.
The second
fine.
one.
Second one.
Got a 17.
I got a 16.
Why did I roll 17? I don't know what I'm gonna do with a 17.
I got a 7.
I got an
Wait.
8.
So highest is 17 from y'all. Does anybody beat that?
Wait, we're all rolling, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Nephis.
Damn.
Yes, please, someone else go first.
Div. Okay, so
Don't let the blind guy go first, guys.
so after that, we've got Nephis, we've got Div.
Also, I
who's
definitely
next.
got a 5, so kind of a rip.
Not great there for Caylona. Let's see. So who's after? Who got a 16?
Me, I did.
Okay. You are.
Sorry, I'm trying to coax the lights to come back.
Then what's after the 16? What's the next highest from you?
Zephyrus with an 8.
Yeah, that's me with an 8.
All right.
Not that high.
Hey, we're here and we're participating.
Oh yeah, look at us go.
Jasper, you're right after that, right?
Correct. I got a 7.
Jasper. Okay.
Get a low roll out of the way.
So Nephis. The four of you, which is Div, Nephis, Jasper, and Mirasandra. You're in the back as you see this canoe in front of you get violently thrown upwards, and it shoots several, it shoots almost 10 feet in the air, tumbling as all of the loose packs, including your half-full rain catcher, fall out into the water around you. And you see rising up underneath it is the head of an enormous scaled beast that lets out a low
Dinosaur.
not quite, well, kind of. And it is an enormous crocodile.
Crocodile.
Crocodilians, it's not a dinosaur.
And its huge maw is open wide as it lets out this growl. And this thing is massive. It looks like its jaws could snap the canoe almost in half. You can't see the full length of it as half of it's submerged, but just its head alone. It's quite an impressively sized creature. So Nephis, you have a chance to do what you would like to here. The waves sent up by this push your canoe back, so you're about 10 feet back from where this crocodile is in the water. It seems like the rest of everybody else who's in that canoe is about to be in the water as they're thrown upwards.
Okay. I think my first instinct is because I'm in a canoe, I can't just like run over there. So so I want to try to get closer, but the first thing I want to do is attack always. So I'm going to throw a javelin at it for funsies.
Go ahead and make
Oh no. I rolled a 6 to hit, so that's not quite gonna.
Throwing while sitting down on a canoe is pretty hard. So as you're throwing, you lean back and you can't quite get the momentum that you want, and then the canoe rocks just at the wrong time, and you throw it and it goes wide, just lancing into the river.
Dang.
Behind the crocodile.
I think if I ask nicely, he'll throw it back.
Anything else you want to do on your turn, Nephis?
Can I start trying to like paddle closer?
You can.
Can I talk during this?
Talk. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Talking is a free action. You can always talk.
Okay, awesome. Technically, this is Marsius saying this, but we're confused on turn orders. Anyway, he says, we should paddle for the the dock, not dock. What is that called? Side of a river.
Sure.
Help me out.
The shore.
What?
Bank.
Shore, bank. That's it. Paddle for the bank. Div can't go in the water. And it'll be easier to fight it there. Come on, that's an order.
Okay.
But I would
Calm
immediately die.
down. I'll head over that direction.
Div. At the phrase, "that's an order," memory flashes through your head. Not a lot. Just a slight familiar voice. You can't quite remember who it's from. And it says, "You will help them, and you will help them now. That is an order." As the rest of you turn the canoe going towards the shore. It is your turn, Div.
Great. Fantastic. Div goes stiff as a board, even stiffer than usual somehow. And just he does like two things reflexively. He pulls out like his mace and his shield. And we're going to just see. Yeah, he's just going to focus on the source of the noise and try to guiding bolt it, I guess.
All right, Div, you can sense this disturbance in the water, so go ahead and make it to hit for me.
Cool. What is that? What is that? I think that'll hit. Does a 23 hit?
A 23 does in fact hit. Div, what is your guiding bolt like?
It is like in this particular instance, he's kind of freaking out and he's not exactly focusing on it as much as he should. So it's a very chaotic like arc of this really intense, like white hot golden flame.
Lances into this creature.
I gotta pull out my calculator because I'm tired.
Where is the lights?
That's 16 radiant damage.
That's what you would describe as pretty good. So this thing shoots into it. It lets out this roar, which shakes the trees and the water around it. And additionally, it starts glowing faintly, making it clearly visible, its entire outline, which is over 20 feet long under the water.
Large man. Just a really big dude.
Mirasandra, being your turn, you instantly become Marsius.
Yep, bonus action Marsius time. Yeah, Marsius is rowing towards the bank, kind of looking over his shoulder. Are the others in the water at this point?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yay.
Awesome. Epic. This is fine. It's fine.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm sure it's fine.
Sure.
It's gonna
Are you
be
completely
fine.
sure?
Yeah, let's get to the bank. How far is it to the bank? And how much time are we making? Like how quickly are we getting there?
So the bank is about 30 feet from where you are right now. And if all of you want to spend your actions doing that, you could get there in a round, essentially. All of your turns could be spent getting there. However, if you don't do that and you're using just your movement, it's going to take you 2 because you're not spending your entire effort on that. It's kind of like paddle a little bit, do whatever else.
Okay. Marsius will use his action to paddle.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I got it fully focused on the other boat.
So
I have a plan.
let me roll some things. quick. Okay, so Azaka, as you see, she is flipped upwards, and as she lands in the water, she instantly grabs onto the canoe, then leaps up onto it, and springboarding from that, she whips out her scimitar and starts to attack this creature. And she slashes into it twice in rapid succession. It is quite the impressive display of dexterity to those of you who can actually see it. It almost looks like feline in the way that she moves, not quite human.
Sorry.
So
Shut up with my little theories.
she slashes into this thing. And the first stab, she cuts deeply into it. Which puts that. And then she tries to slash again, but this thing lashes out at her and she's knocked backwards off the canoe, it not being a particularly stable place to be. But the canoe is upright and floating for the rest of you. It's floating upside down, I should say. It's not like righted. Okay. Jasper.
Yo.
Oh, sorry, not Jasper. My bad.
I was gonna say, isn't it?
Zephyrus, your world is quickly turned upside down, which is confusing enough as you are to have a hard enough time keeping it straight with only being able to see half of it, and it is turned into a blur of churning, muddy water.
That's great. That's awesome. That's great. Cool.
The dirty river water quickly soaks your eye patch, which you immediately
it probably hurts.
Searing pain in your empty socket.
Great.
Where that wound's still recovering.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna ask about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's definitely still healing. It's gonna be great. Okay. Zephyrus is gonna try his best not to panic. And he's gonna at least try to get his head above water, first of all, because suffocating bad.
Can't win.
All right, you're able to get above water, Zephyrus.
Good. How close am I to the big crocodile?
So coming up above the water, you're now floating about 5 feet away from it, which is not a great position to be in, but you're kind of at its side. It seems like you were tossed backwards and its attention is focused on Azaka right now.
Okay.
Get on top of it. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I still like have my knives and stuff, right?
You do. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
These
cool.
weapons are on you. Your packs were sent flying. The stuff that wasn't tied down, which most of it was.
Yeah.
Luckily, luckily this river is not a particularly fast-moving river, so it's kind of all of the gear is just sort of floating there in a circle.
I do enjoy the idea of trying to get on top of it and surprise attacking it from above. Not from above, but like feral man climbs on crocodile's back, stabs in neck, maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna say what do we want to do? So you have enough movement to do that because you're speedy, and you can swim and do that. So, and you're also close here. So if you want to get on its back, what I'm gonna have you do is roll me an acrobatics check. Now, right now, it's not actively trying to throw you off. This is just a hard thing to do because it hasn't noticed.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Nat 20.
All right.
That's gonna be the only one.
So Zephyrus, in just with this growl of frustration, you shoot up out of the water and you see this massive creature and you swim towards it, and you manage to springboard yourself up onto its back and easily run up towards its head. That 20, so I'll give you your action still. Go for it.
Amazing. Fantastic. Okay. I'm going to plunge my short swords into its neck. Hello, can I hear?
I hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
sorry. Okay, am
Roll
I
to
good?
hit.
You're
The
good.
sword. Okay, I'll roll to hit. Okay, sorry, my audio keeps cutting out. Okay. That is what's an 18?
Doesn't he have advantage because guiding bolt?
No, Azaka used the advantage.
Okay.
I got an 18 plus 4, which is like 20, 23, 24, 20, 23.
22. It's an 18 plus 4. But that is going to hit. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You're above 20 here, and that's a little bit more than necessary. So go ahead and roll me damage for that.
Okay. That is a nice 6 plus 2, which is 8.
8 sounds good.
Sweet. And then do I get to roll again for the other sword?
Yeah, you can do the you can either do the sword or an unarmored attack, up to you.
I'm sorry.
You can either use your sword again or an unarmored attack.
Oh, okay.
You may punch if you so wish.
I could punch.
Just punch the crocodile.
Listen, I'm really good at punching. Yeah, I'll punch the crocodile.
All right, go ahead and make it to hit.
Sweet. That is a 16 plus 4, which is a dirty 20.
All right, that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage for that.
Nice. 4. 3 plus 2, which is a 5. Get wrecked.
All right, so you run up this thing's back, and then using that twisting momentum, you slash your sword across its the back of its neck, and then you slam your fist in right behind where its eyes are, which is where you're currently at, and you feel something give a little bit when you hit, as there's a crack, and the thing lets out a loud roar. And it's not going to like you on there, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, Jasper, it's your turn.
So, sorry for whatever might happen, Zephyrus, but Jasper, terrified, is going to point whatever weapon he currently has in his hand and just yell, "Flee!" And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, it will proceed to do so. Let me check what its modifier is. All right, it is going to fail. That wisdom saving throw.
On its turn, it needs to spend all of its actions moving away from me.
Okay.
Sorry, Zephyrus.
So
He'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'm on the crocodile.
Go away.
I
I'm
will
fine.
do something about that.
you're gonna have to. Okay. So that's Jasper, the eyes of the slitted eyes of this crocodile, which are about the size of your fist, seem to widen a little bit and it starts to back away. Instead of anger, it seems to be compelled to do something else. Okay, so Caylona, it is your turn.
Howdy. So he's on top of it, Zephyrus is, and then Jasper just yelled at it and it didn't do anything?
It hasn't done anything yet. You're still under the water though, so you're not really sure what's going on there.
Okay. She's gonna try and swim up to the top of the water, because that's probably helpful.
You are able to do that.
Okay, dope. And then she kind of like wipes her eyes and like looks around super quick to figure out what's going on. So is there like perception check or anything?
I'll say you're able to take this in fairly easily, as right in front of you, you're a little further back than where Zephyrus was, probably about 7 feet back.
Okay.
And you see Azaka is trying to fight her way back onto this canoe. Zephyrus is standing on top of this thing's back, hacking at it. The other people, they're headed off. They're going towards the bank of the river.
Okay.
Bank of the river where Div won't die. Thumbs up.
So the guide lady is trying to like push the canoe back over. Is that what she's trying to do?
Right now, she's just trying to get on top of it to use it as a platform.
Oh, okay. Can she like go over there to try and help her?
Yeah, you can. So you swim over to where she is. That'll be your movement. So you can spend your action if you want, or actually, you have cunning actions. So you can use your bonus action if you want to do what you want there. Are you trying to like help her get onto the canoe, or are you trying to get onto the canoe yourself? It's upside down in the water right now.
Just kind of either one, because I'm sure it's difficult to get on there, but I feel like the faster she can get on there, the faster she can help Zephyrus out.
All right, so you're able to, you kind of steady the canoe enough. And so we'll say that is your action, kind of holding that steady as you can. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check, Caylona.
Okie dokie. Oh, freak, I dropped it. Hold on. 8. Yikes.
Okay, so you do what you can, but it's pretty hard to hold this thing steady when you're completely underwater. You're not really sure how to position yourself to get to do that. So you think you help a little bit just by weighing it down, but you're not able to do fully what you wanted to do. Okay. Then the crocodile whips around and shoots as far away from Jasper as it can manage. Zephyrus, make me, I'll say athletics or acrobatics to stay on this thing's back and not get violently thrown somewhere.
Where'd my default? It's a 15 plus 3, which is
Wait. Hold on. 1 second. I gotta check something. Don't panic. Yes. Question, Scott. Crocodile, is it within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Marsius yells, Zephyrus, let go.
what?
Just trust me, let go.
Okay. He's gonna let go.
As he is flung out into space in any direction, I'm gonna cast Featherfall as a reaction.
Okay, so Featherfall is going to prevent the downward movement from happening rapidly. However, it does not prevent the sideways movement.
If he gets out of the river, I figure that's okay, but Featherfall energy is, it kind of slows the momentum a little bit.
So I don't break my neck.
Yeah, so he doesn't break his neck. Maybe he gets flung out of the river, which would also be a plus.
Instead of falling 30 feet to the ground, you fly 30 feet into a tree.
So,
you don't drown, and you don't get yeeted into crocodile oblivion. I don't know. I'm doing my best
Also
here.
true.
No, you're doing
Sorry
great.
for making it run away.
So Zephyrus, you're flung backwards and you crunch into a tree as a tree limb that's hanging up above as you're suddenly like lightened. So the full momentum is shooting you backwards instead of down. And you are going to take I'll cut it in half because you've got feather fall on. You're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you slap against this tree limb, and then you are going to fall slowly into the water. So you gently land into the water. The crocodile very quickly swims down river until it is incredibly fast, to the point that I'm going to have all of you who still have canoes, you are going to need to make me I'll have Marsius do this, as Marsius, you're the one who's spending all of your effort paddling. Make me
You didn't die, Jason. Don't yell at me.
an athletics check to actually keep your canoe upright.
Okay, we gotta turn on a flashlight because I can't see my dice. It's super dark. And athletics?
Yep.
21.
21. All right, Marcius, you managed to stop the wake as this thing turns around and rapidly shoots down the river, and it is going so incredibly fast that it is 100 feet down the river.
Yeah, my other plan wouldn't have worked. So
Hey, I'm here to ruin plans.
Nephis,
not
it's
you.
your turn again.
Okay, so I don't know, man. Maybe I should just keep paddling at this point, because Nephis is kind of feeling like I've never fought something like this before. This is a little bit out of my realm. So I'm just gonna keep paddling, I think. I'm just kind of copying Marsius.
Okay.
doing a thumbs up, but you can't see me because it's black as the void in this room.
Sounds good.
The
Nephis,
void
you
is
just
very
kind of,
friendly
you just
today.
like, you look at the crocodile, which is now pretty far downriver, this violent wake that really shook your canoe. And you're just like, just digging in, going crazy to the water, just throwing it up behind you as fast as you can manage. Div, the crocodile is out of your sight. You don't know where that thing is.
I don't know where the thing is.
You can hear it splashing downriver though. But you can't see it.
I mean, he'll track the splashing that he can hear. He'll probably do the really dumb thing and stand up and turn around in the boat, which is fine and smart.
Div, you're trying to
He
figure
can't
out
do
what this-
anything, but he'll keep an eye out and make sure it's not coming back for them.
All right, Div. So,
Please be careful.
do you want to spend your action trying to figure out exactly where this thing is?
Yeah.
Off of hearing alone, that's going to be disadvantage, but go for it.
Not my fault, I'm blind. It's fine, it was the same number either way. What's my perception? Okay, that's a 22.
22. Tracking by sound is not something that you're unused to, Div. So
No.
you're able to hone in on where these splashes are, and you can tell that it's going downriver. But it seems that after it went down here so violently and quickly, it's suddenly slowing down very rapidly.
So it seems like it's
Marsius.
turning around.
Awesome.
Great.
How close am I to the bank?
You are now pretty close to the bank, so if you keep paddling, you're all going to get there. You're going to be pulled up onto the bank, which is a relative term, as in Cholt, the bank mixes intermittently with the water. The bank is
Yeah.
30 feet worth of space.
Yeah.
But you'll be at least in a spot where you can probably touch ground more so.
Can stand and not die. Got it. Okay. Is Zeph on this side of the bank with us or on the other side of the bank?
Zeph is in the middle of the river.
Oh, he's on the other side. All right. He's just chilling in the middle of the river with everyone else. All right.
River.
Bonk.
Crunch.
Okay. Do I have any other shenanigans? Not at the moment. Actually, maybe. Let's try it. Who y'all want to be on the bank as more? I can only do this with one person
I feel
if
like
it works.
Div should get first dibs on
Works.
not dying in the water.
Yeah, Div's on the
Yeah.
canoes though, so he's fine. Which of you people submerged currently?
I'm submerged.
Zeph, you've taken damage. We're moving you out of the
Okay.
middle of the ocean. Okay.
Marsius, if you want to do that, so Zephyrus is 15 feet behind you. So if you want to do that, you have to turn your canoe around and go get him. Right now, you're going straight towards the shore. That's where you've been going. That's where your canoe is going. Zephyrus is not there. Zephyrus is still.
I
Same thing
am
with
going to
Caylona.
do something a little more stupid than that.
Great.
We're physically.
I'm
making
so
Scott, I'm
excited.
offended that you think a Tobin plan is as simple as turn around and go get him.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm going to take my loom, which is currently empty because Marcy's finished the project he was working on. He just hasn't had the chance to do anything with it. Out of my bag. It is small. It weighs less than 5 pounds. It is also kind of, it's got spokes in it. I'm going to tie a rope around it and cast catapult and launch it at Zephyrus and tell him to catch. I guess I could just throw it. I'm just going to throw it. I don't need to cast
That's
catapult. I don't need to be extra.
If you cast catapult on something, there's some consequences that come with that.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw it at Zephyrus. I'm like, Zephyrus, grab the stupid rope.
Okay, Marcius, that's going to be your entire turn.
Cool.
To do that, go ahead and just make me to hit. Let's see how accurate you are with that.
Awesome.
Don't add your proficiency bonus, just add your strength.
Got it.
Catapult in the loom hits Zephyrus in the face at 50 miles per hour.
14.
14. Okay, you're able to get it fairly close to where Zephyrus is. As Zephyrus, you hit the water, and you didn't really fully sink because you hit it fairly gently. So you're able to just sort of tread water. It's pretty deep, this part of the river.
Yeah.
Hence how there can be
Like that.
such a massive creature in it. But
Crocodiles just do that.
We sure it wasn't
In
an
general.
alligator?
okay,
What's the shape of its snout?
What did
I'm
it say
sorry
when-
for being this way.
What
Just
did
so
it say
you're
when it
all
left?
aware.
I
Is
love
it gonna
it.
see us later, or is it gonna see us after a while?
so Azaka climbs back on top of the. Or well, actually, she's going to try to do that. We're going to see if she does do it. So Caylona, not particularly gracefully, but successfully, Azaka is able to claw her way on top of that due to your assistance. And she stands back upright, and she goes and offers a hand to you to pull you up onto there as well.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I zoned out for like the last 3 seconds. You said she helped me up onto there?
Yeah, she offers a hand to pull you up as well.
Okay, I just take her hand because why not at this point?
All right. She hauls you upright, and you are now both standing somewhat precariously on this upside down.
Caylona kind of looks at the guide lady and she's like, "Okay, now we're on top of it, but like, how is this supposed to help us? Like, are we gonna flip it over and fall back in the water again? Like, what are we doing right now?"
She narrows her eyes and she says, "If it is in this direction, then when that," and she points as the crocodile coming back around tries to destroy it, it will float away. If it is in the other shape and we happen to be inside of it, well, that will go bad. Plus, this way, our supplies aren't in the water. There's an air bubble that forms underneath this. That's why I had you tie it this way. And she draws her sword out. I can stab it from here.
Yeah.
As one does.
Oh, let's go.
Caylona's like, okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna argue with that. And then she just like takes out one of her swords too.
Okay, Zephyrus.
Friendly reminder, your knives come back to you now.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll do those.
Yes.
You are you're floating in the river. You've got this loom thing near you. Marsius,
Neato.
you're going to need a new loom. Just
That's okay. It was the only thing I could think of.
those aren't waterproof. But Zephyrus, up to you what you want to do here.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab the rope that Marsius is thrown to me because Zephyrus is like, it's watching the crocodile, like coming back around, just like pull me back, pull me back.
Swim this way.
Okay.
It's not my turn, but imagine I'm like
Yeah.
pulling as well, helping you out.
Yeah, he's definitely doing that.
All right, so Zephyrus, I'll say you're able to use your movement. You're also really just quick in general, so you're able to get to that, to the canoe with everybody else in it.
Neat.
Well, mostly everybody else in it.
Right.
Epic. Join us. Do you have an action left still?
I technically do. I just don't know if I can do anything with it.
Shove canoe? Swim with canoe? Push canoe? I don't know.
Yeah, I could.
I don't know how physics works in this
Mm.
game. I don't know how
Well,
physics
Zephyrus
works
hit
in
a
real
tree,
life.
so it's apparently at least mildly realistic.
Yeah,
Bonk.
crunch. My brain hurt.
So if you want to go, Zephyrus, it's taking your movement to pretty much get up here. So if you want to go along with the canoe is big enough that it will drag you along behind, as long as Marsius keeps a hold of that rope.
Okay.
This river doesn't have a ton of current to navigate, so it's really not that hard. It's almost like you're swimming around a lake.
Neat. That's cool.
And
Yeah.
it's still pretty hard to see as your eyes, well, your eye is has just like dirt and grime in it. This is not clean water.
Yeah.
Even where you're underwater, you've felt things brush up against you and you're not sure if they're plants or creatures or what's going on underneath there. But it's, it's deep.
Yeah. Don't like that at all. Yeah, I'm probably going to like be alongside the canoe and also try to like help, I guess, push it ashore because being in the water is bad. I don't like that.
All right, so you're not really able to push it super well, but you're able to at least kind of go along with it.
Yeah.
You can spend your action to kind of just help it. Okay, Jasper.
Oh, it
Paddle.
hasn't made its way very close to us at all, has it?
Not yet.
It's still like over 100 feet away.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, just 100 feet away, but
I am going to help. So I'm on the canoe that's on the bank.
it's going
Getting
close.
close to the bank.
Close.
Could be at the bank with one more action,
Yes.
according to Scott.
Zephyrus didn't make his way out of the water yet, right?
Nope.
I'm going to help Marsius pull Zephyrus out. I'm going to grab onto the rope also and start pulling.
Oh, I could have gotten on the boat. That makes sense.
You could have.
I didn't think about that. I was like,
coming
oh,
to our
the boat's
boat.
too small.
No, you're going to our boat now.
Okay, Jasper, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Oh boy, I have disadvantage on that.
Zephyrus.
7.
7.
7.
Okay, so you kind of haul on the rope, but you're not quite able to get Zephyrus all the way up.
Dang. I helped.
Why do you have disadvantage on it?
I am wearing a shield that I'm not proficient with.
Are you actively trying to use that, or was it on your back still?
It was on my arm. Like,
Okay.
Jasper's been wearing it like the whole time.
While trying to battle. Okay.
He thinks it looks cool.
It bangs up against the side of this thing, and you're only able to really use one hand, and you can't quite get Zephyrus over. The side of the
Things in the way.
Okay.
Heavy.
Caylona, do you want to do anything?
No, just Just gonna vibe up there for a sec.
All right. The crocodile slips underneath the water.
Oh, that's probably not great. Like, of the things to
Coming
happen,
back, guys.
I'm
go to shore. Go to shore time.
Yeah, let's.
Out of water, what giant crocodile can be.
I highly encourage that we get out of the water so that way the crocodile can no longer death roll us,
I was thinking
because
about
that would
jumping in the
actually be
water.
fatal.
I was gonna jump in the water and give it a hug, you know?
No.
As badly as I, Jason, want to do that, Div
I
has the
agree.
self-preservation instincts.
I
So,
agree with getting our feet on solid ground. Let's go.
so we'll have you spend your turn getting onto solid ground. At this point, as soon as the crocodile slips under the water, Caylona, Azaka starts. She leans down and reaches out to grab a paddle. And she starts pushing your way back towards the shore as well.
Is there another paddle or is there just the one?
All of the paddles are floating around somewhere.
So I'd have to like jump in and grab one.
Mhm.
Is there any way she can just start like paddling with her hands, like just kneels down on top of it and just is like, I'm not getting in the water.
Yeah, you can do that as you move through the water. Your hand like brushes up against several floating leaves and dead bugs that are all over the surface of the water as you move forward. And you two start heading back to shore as well. So you are at the shore, the five of you. You're able to, your canoe starts to, or you're able to actually start to see through the water when it comes down to much less, but you can, you're able to come out and it's only about a foot of water or so. Underneath the canoe.
Div, because I genuinely don't know how much water is too much water.
Jason, you
I don't
made
know.
this up. Oh, there you go. Div,
No,
that's
I said
something you've done a whole lot. You honestly have no idea.
I'd make an effort not to know, actually.
That's fair. That's fair, honestly. Epic. So we're gonna say that's cool then, I guess.
It'll be fine. We can get out and then drag it onto shore.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the boat. I guess is it my turn? Whose turn is it? Are we just kind of vibing until the
right
crocodile
now,
reappears?
I kind of just went with the assumption that all of you are going to paddle towards the shore unless you tell me otherwise for this round.
Yeah, paddle good.
All right. So Zaka and Caylona come back towards where the rest of y'all are as well. And then coming up from beneath, you see a swelling in the water just as the creature lunges out and clamps its jaws around Azaka's chest and drags her back underneath the water. Caylona, sorry.
Not good.
Sorry.
Guys, I called it.
Its tail lashes out
Oh no.
behind it as it goes. And you are going to take 21 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing's tail slams into your chest.
Okay, that's like not way over, but like kind of over hit point. Well, it's 6 points over. What do we do with that?
Okay, so you're unconscious. So the rest of you watch as this creature just comes up from nowhere. Like you had no hint that it was coming. And then all of a sudden, these two people were going back towards the shore. Both of them are gone in an instant. Caylona, you are unconscious and you are sinking in water. So you're actively drowning.
I'm diving in the water to go get her.
We'll get
ASAP. I'm going.
Nephis is going to be
This is not
first here.
good.
So all of what you see is you just see this sudden flurry of movement. And both Azaka and Caylona are gone off the top of this canoe. You're able to see Kaylona's body as it flies back about 10 feet with this big splash in the water. And then she starts to sink. Nephis, your turn.
Okay,
We're just gonna move on.
So is our boat on shore yet? Is our
Yeah,
boat
you're on shore.
yet?
You
Okay.
are about 30 feet away from them.
30 feet? What? Okay.
That's not good. Jeez. None
I
of this is
don't.
good.
Nephis? Okay. Nephis is going to make sure that our canoe is like secure on the shore, like enough so that people can get out without walking in the water. So like Nephis will jump out, pull the canoe further up on shore, and then I'm
Dark.
then Nephis is really just gonna, because I can't see the crocodile or alligator anymore, right? It has gone back in the water.
You can see its back.
I can see its back,
It's not like totally under the water.
and it's 30 feet away also over there by them.
Mhm. There's also thrashing where Azaka is. Like so you can
Oh
see
my
She's,
God.
she's not dead yet.
Freaking dead.
Okay, then I'm gonna run back out into the water until it's like up to here, but I slow my arms out,
Mhm.
and I'm going to. I don't know. Maybe can I like tie the end of my rope to one of my javelins? I'm just gonna throw all these javelins away, I guess. And try to throw it. Can I throw it that far? Can I throw it all the way 30 feet?
Yeah, you can throw it at 30 feet.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to throw it so it will get into the. Should I throw it into the canoe or into the crocodile?
So the canoe, as Azaka said it would, has slipped out, still floating, but there's nobody on it anymore.
Yeah. So I'll go for our little lizard type friend then. What should I roll for that?
So that'll be, are you trying to deal damage with the javelin?
I'm just trying to pierce something so it will be like solid over there. I don't necessarily need it to like damage him. I just need it to stay over there. So
To not come
I don't
towards
know.
where you are, or what are you trying to get it to do?
So I'm trying. So where I see the thrashing, I'm going to try to make it so it will pierce. So I guess I am dealing damage because I'm trying to make it like pierce into the alligator sort of by where the thrashing is, if that makes
Make
sense.
it drop Azaka kind of energy.
Okay.
Maybe?
So go ahead and make me. I'm going to say, okay, so if you want to do that, you're going to have to use your movement to tie the rope and not to secure the canoe. Or use your movement to secure the canoe and not tie the rope. If you just want to throw so you can pick
okay.
over there.
I will not secure the canoe then.
Okay, so you jump out and you lash your rope onto this thing, and then you throw the javelin towards where its face is generally where you think it is. Go ahead and make it to hit for that.
Make a what? Say
That's
that
a hit.
again.
To hit.
An attack? To hit. Okay, 16.
16 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Let's go. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be 6 damage.
All right, 6 points of damage as you lean back and you haul and you throw this thing, and you see where it comes down. It seems to stick. It goes under the water just a little bit, but it sticks in there, and you can start to see little trails of red floating up from wherever that hit. So
Let's
it seems
go.
like you seems like you got it. And so Nephis, that'll be your turn. Div, it is your turn.
What am I supposed to do? What do you expect me to do?
Div, do you
I'm
have
blind.
I guess it's not my turn. Div, do you have long range healing spells? Do you have like healing word? Any of that going on?
No. I didn't change out my spells,
That's all right.
which sucks.
It's
I
not
have
the
Spare the
only
Dying
one of
and
those
Cure
healing
Wounds if you
magic.
can get back to shore. I don't think even Healing Word would work, considering Caylona is under the water anyway.
Yeah.
Div,
Maybe
you are
deal
able
damage
to-
then?
You do not know where Caylona is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. That's a fair point. I forgot
Friendly
about that
reminder,
whole thing.
Div
Number
didn't see
3
anything.
million. Div is blind.
Div can't see.
And most ranged spells are within sight range to up to a maximum. You cannot see Caylona and cannot target her with anything.
In fact, I'm practically useless.
Deal damage to the
Sucks.
crocodile.
Do I
It's
know where it
still-
is?
This is a conversation that Marsius and Div are having, by the way.
Yes.
Hit the big lizard.
Yeah. Hit the crocodile. It'll come after us still. Focus on that. We'll find some way to deal with the rest.
Where is it? It's within Div's like sight
Yeah.
range, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Just barely, but it is there.
Okay. Div has the worst like ultrasound eyes ever.
It's barely above the water, so it's going to be somewhat difficult for you to see it right now, but it is there.
Yeah. Well, I could either try to hit it with a crossbow to get its attention, or I could hit it with guiding bolt to do more damage and get its attention. I might do that. As much as I really don't want to kill it.
Would also make the thing glow, which makes it easier for everybody else to hit it.
True. But I also don't want to kill it.
Jason,
Yeah,
put away
sure.
your love for the reptile just for a
No,
second.
that's a Div thing.
Oh, valid.
As much as
Never
I
mind.
love
Keep
reptiles.
doing exactly what you're doing. Don't ever stop.
Okay, we're gonna guiding bolt and just hope and pray we don't kill it. Da-da-da-da-da. That's a 22.
A 22 is going to hit. Go ahead, roll me your damage.
We need to get its attention and bring it over here when we can drop things, but not kill it. This tie really likes 3s. Okay. You can't do this. It's 15.
15. All right.
Okay,
Bolt of
I have
energy
one more spell slot.
shoots. The bolt of like fire shoots into it and leaves this sizzling scar all the way across the thing's back, which it arches rapidly, throwing its tail out of the water, thrashing and slamming it down. It seemed really, really unhappy. Not there. Marsius.
Okay. All right. Marsius like looks out over the churning river, and can I see Caylona?
Make me a perception check.
Awesome. Hold on. I'm gonna turn the lights back on. Please.
You have
Oh.
working eyes. Please succeed.
Awesome. Perception check time. Here I go. 19.
19. You are able to see, Caylona was thrown pretty violently, and so you're able to see the ripples from where she landed.
Hi. Marsius kind of blinks, and in an instant, it's not Marsius anymore. It's Liru, and she says, "Find her," and jumps in the water after Caylona. She'll swim as fast as possible.
Okay, so Liru, if you want to spend your turn to dash, you can spend your action to do that. When you get in the water itself, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll me another perception check. You're going to have disadvantage on this.
Gotcha. Is that right? Liru is one of the ones who's proficient in this, so maybe it'll be okay. Oh, I got a nat 20 on the first one. What a waste of a nat 20. 16.
16. Okay, Liru, you dive into the water, and you're unable to see anything. It's just blinding, just grime, dirt, things everywhere. And then you hear the voice of the scout whisper, "Right here, Liru, right here." And you follow that, and you're able to see a trail even in this water through your vision, and it goes right down, and you are able to grab Caylona's unconscious body around the waist and pull her up so that she and you are above the water.
Phenomenal. No one hurts my lightning friend, okay?
That is your turn. Sokka's turn, so she's gonna do some things. All right. You continue to see thrashing under the water. That's the crocodile, and that keeps going on. Zephyrus, it is your turn.
My turn. I do anything. I'm like on the shore now, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep, you're on the shore. Div and Jasper are standing in the canoe with you. You see Liru, like Nephis throws this javelin, and you can see the javelin sticking out somewhere near the crocodile's head. The crocodile, you're actually able to see the entire body of it now as it is glowing the entire length of the thing.
Okay.
The words that Jasper said less than 3 seconds ago still echo in your mind. Hit the big lizard!
So I could throw one of my knives, but I wouldn't be able to get it back. Do I have anything?
Want another knife? I can give you another knife.
Div has a crossbow.
I have an extra dagger.
There's not a whole lot of time for gentle like barter conversation in the middle of this.
Yeah.
So
I have daggers.
You don't even have to barter. You could just like look at the crossbow and Div's hip and be like, "That's mine now." Yoink.
I could do that. I have
cannot do that actually.
dagger.
Zephyrus, you have no idea how to use a crossbow.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I'll take out my dagger, I guess, and use that.
Okay, now this is going to be beyond max range, so normally you'd have disadvantage, but Div's magic aura is going to cancel that, so this is just a normal throw for you.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to do that
What a
then.
good use of guiding bolt advantage.
Okay, that's a dirty 20.
All right, that'll hit. Go ahead, roll your damage.
Sweet. What was that? 10, 4. That's a 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, so you throw your dagger at this thing, and it sticks into its back somewhere, which is what you can still see, which is a pretty big target. But the glow fades, so now that's all you can see, and it's about the same color as the water itself. Just so you know. So it's all of a sudden it's still made a somewhat easy target by this violent splashing near its face. But that is all that's going on there. Okay, Jasper, your turn.
I can see Caylona, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jasper's going to as an action, remove the shield, get that off me. This is not working, and just throw it in the boat. And shout at Caylona, "The show's not over!" And cast Healing Word for 5 hit points.
5 hit points. Okay. So Caylona, you have 5 hit points now.
Show's not over.
You faintly come back. Like all you remember is basically seeing this massive tail slam into your chest, just incredible pain, and then you were knocked unconscious. And you come back, and everything still hurts. Like you just like your entire like cracked bones and everything, but you are able to. You just hear faintly the voice of Jasper yelling at you something, and
Show's not over yet.
Somewhat you're at least conscious again. Having a quick moment to look around, you see that you are being held up by Leroy.
I've got you.
She doesn't recognize Leroy at first. She's still kind of like everywhere, and for a second she thinks she sees someone else, and she just says, like really foggily, so you can like barely understand what she's saying, but she's like, "Fiel, is that you?" And then she like blinks a couple times, and she like kind of realizes that it's Leroy, and then she's like, "Oh," and then she's like quiet, like says nothing.
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
Fiel, but I'll put it in.
All right.
That was good.
Caylona, you notice that despite Leroy being completely soaked and in water, those blue flames are all lit atop her antlers. Those are what those are called. Okay, and it is actually your turn, Caylona.
Okay, cool. Is the dragon still in the water thingy, and I'm like still way out of it?
Yeah, so you have 5 hit points, so you're conscious now. You're definitely not feeling great, but you are able to do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Let's think. She's probably like Hecasaur, so she can't really, doesn't want to stand up or move her arms at all. And she just.
You're also still in the middle of the river, so there's that.
In the river?
Yep.
Yeah, we're floating in the middle of the water.
So there's like, we're not even touching the ground.
Yeah, we were. You were actively drowning a second ago.
Oh, yikers. Can she like attempt to do like a mind link with the crocodile just for funsies?
You try, but it doesn't seem that it has enough. Like you reach out, but it doesn't seem that it has enough sentience for you to actually contact it.
Ugh, gross. That's okay.
Leroy,
Okay.
You see Caylona's eyes flash green.
Does
Leroy sees that.
yeah. Say what?
Just Leroy says that.
Is that common
For people, for what?
like of specifically like would certain other people's eyes have flashed green whilst doing similar activities in the past? Or is this like a special Caylona kind of mind link thing?
It is something, the base of it, that 2 of you would be familiar with.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
The general idea.
Yeah.
Not green specifically, but
Yeah.
okay. So Caylona, do you want to do anything?
She's gonna try, like, is she like just sprawled flat on the water, like with Leroy,
So
or are they
right now it's kind of like Leroy is spending all of her effort in keeping you upright, and she has you like around the waist.
Okay. She's gonna try and like even if it's painful, like not do tread water all by herself, but at least help. And then she's gonna tell Liru to start going towards like the shore, just to start swimming with her.
I think that would be a fine idea.
Okay, so you start heading back towards the shore, the two of you paddling that way. Caylona, you can go really fast actually if you want. So you could spend your action, bonus action, and movement if you want, and that would get you all the way over to the shore.
Zoomy.
With Liru or just by myself?
With Liru.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so you kick in as much effort as you want. You do not want to be underwater anymore. You do not want to be in this water. And so you kick back towards the shore and you're able to get to where the boats are, or to where that boat is. And so you are now standing. You're still in a foot of water, but you're standing upright. Okay. It's big man's turn. So this thing still fighting underwater slips under and comes towards you. And then, so the way that you're laid out right now, Jasper's in the canoe, Div's in the canoe. Nephis, you're furthest out in the water, and Liru and Caylona are back behind you. So when this thing comes towards you, it swings its tail toward you. And I assume the 26 is going to hit. So.
Shoot, do I have anything? Do I have anything? No.
A great time to be angry.
This is a great time to be level 2.
Great time for
Nephis,
barbarian to do
you are
barbarian
going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing's tail slams into your head. And I also need you to make to your head, yes. I also need you to make a strength saving throw. Well, it kind of smashes into your whole upper body. It's a very big tail.
I got a dirty 20 for my strength saving throw.
Okay, so even though this thing smashes you and your vision swims, you dig in and it's just stay upright. This thing's swimming up the shore, so now it's like it's pretty close to where you are. And so it's next to you and it slams into you on its way, trying to knock you backwards, but you dig in and you are upright, despite getting hit with such an immense force.
That's an L, buddy. Nice try.
So with that, it is your turn.
Ouch. Okay. I'm kind of mad right now, actually. I really do be a little bit mad at this guy. So
Do the thing. Do the thing.
I will rage.
Yeah.
And am I able to try to slash at its tail as it went by? Like it hits me and I'm like, we're gonna hit you back for that. Piece of
Yeah, go for it.
jungle trash. I don't know. Okay, I got a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yippee! Okay, let me grab.
You get to add your rage bonus.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that is 7 points of damage.
All right, so you like tank out this hit. Your ankles are actively sunk in, like you're up to your ankles in mud now as you just got boom right in there, but you just roar as this thing's passing and you slash it. It doesn't, like, you're definitely able to hit it, but this thing's skin is tough. And also fighting while waist deep in water is chest deep in water is pretty hard. So you hit it not quite as hard as you necessarily want to, but you still give it a pretty darn good hit. And this thing seems to be moving a little sluggishly now. It's bleeding from wounds all over the place. It's still, as it comes up towards the shore, Azaka is in its jaw still.
How's she looking?
She just looks mad, is what she looks like.
She's still wiggling?
Oh yeah, she's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. That's
She's
fine.
just mildly inconvenienced.
Div, it is your turn.
Great, fantastic. I can't use my last spell slot because I need that. And I can't do anything else. And it's not coming towards us, is it?
Oh, it's definitely coming towards you.
Great.
It just kind of paused on the way to you to slap Nephis in the face.
As we all know, crocodiles are
Pure
full of spite.
disrespect. Pure disrespect.
It's just Caylona secretly.
It is. I bet she cursed it. I wouldn't be surprised.
We kill it,
Rude.
it rips off. We rip off a mask, like a Scooby-Doo mask, and it's just Caylona in there.
The crocodile the whole time.
She's like, surprise, wasn't that fun?
Anyway, I could shoot it, but I'm not proficient with the crossbow, and I'm blind.
Why do you have a crossbow?
Clerics get those.
Because, yeah, clerics get crossbows.
All right, good for you.
Does he know how to use it? No. But he has it. You can do that. It's not within macing distance. Can't use his spell slot. He might do that. He might just... And he's just going to make a lot of noise and try to shoot it.
With your crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
ahead,
with his
make your
face. I can tell you right now, he does not hit it.
What'd you roll?
That's a 7.
7. Okay. So Div, trying to pin down exactly, this thing is so big it takes up like a quarter of what you can actually see at any given time. So you're trying to shoot at it, but it's also really hard to tell where your crossbow is going to shoot because you can't sight it like normal people could.
Yeah. He's not good with guns.
So you try to shoot at this thing, but it goes it hits the water before it actually hits it and loses most of the momentum.
That's fine. He's
Like
like
somewhere underneath it.
he's primarily just trying to like either get its attention or scare it off. Right? Like he's just making a lot of noise. He's taking shots. He can't see
Go
where
ahead
they're
and
going.
roll me a performance check, Div, to see if you can catch this thing.
Performance check. He's not proficient in that either. That's
Yeah, that's my job.
What's that?
It's the second 5 I've rolled in a row. And he has a -1 to performance.
All right. So Div, you're trying to yell at this thing, but it doesn't seem to be taking a whole lot of notice of you. And there's a whole lot of steam just involved in the whole situation here in the jungles of Cholt. And that comes out instead of a shout, as you haven't spoken for a little bit, or at least not loudly. And so it kind of comes out as like this half strangled shout that doesn't catch its attention. Marsius, or no, sorry, Liru. You're Liru now.
I'm Liru now.
Liru, it is your turn.
All right, it's time to cause some actual damage. I'm gonna whip around, pull out my little dragon, and cast Firebolt.
All right, make it to hit.
Enough. It's like a 18 plus whatever my spellcasting. It's like a 23.
23 is gonna hit.
Epic. Nine damage.
9 damage. Okay, Liru, you see this thing coming up, and you throw. This little dragon comes up, and you kind of just narrow your eyes as it shoots fire at it. And it hits this thing, and it lets out a roar again. Its movements seem to be slowing down significantly now. And it is Zaka's turn. And Zako, just with this roar, and it is a literal roar, grabs this thing's jaws and then pries it apart, her muscles taut, and jumps out into the water.
Woman.
Um,
Look at her go.
and
For her.
Zephyrus, your turn.
Yeah, my turn. I have nothing.
Zephyrus, it's now within 15 feet of you,
Oh,
and half of its body is out of the water.
okay. So technically I could like jump in there and get another stabby stab in there.
Yeah, just go punch it. It'll be fine.
I could go punch it. I could go punch it a lot of times. What does flurry of blows do?
A flurry of blows is going to, as a bonus action, you attack twice.
Oh, okay. Oh, then that's a bonus action. So I could like
Still
stab it.
regular attack, yeah.
Anytime you
once.
make an attack.
Nice. So cool. I might go stab it first, and then yeah.
Please don't like die.
I
know.
Kill it.
very best.
All right, so Zephyrus, you leap out of the canoe, leaving it rocking behind you, and you run over, and you are going to attack it. So go ahead and make me to hit there with your short sword.
Oh baby. That's going to be a 16.
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Awesome. It's a D6. That is a 5.
How do you want to kill it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Zephyrus is going to jump up onto its back again. Nephis is also on the back, right?
Nephis stabbed its tail.
Nephis stabbed its tail. Okay, yeah. Zephyrus is going to get on the back of it, sort of like clamber up to the head, and then he's tired, he's sore, his eye hurts like hell, and he's just going to let out just a scream of rage and frustration and just bring his knife down square into the head.
You bring it down right into this thing's head, right where you hit it before, and it passes through the crack that you left. And this thing, its back arches one more time, and then the body goes limp in the water as the water kind of slowly pushes up against it. And it is dead.
Haha, we won't be seeing you later, alligator.
Azaka looks at you, shaking her head, and she says, "That is a crocodile. Should have understood."
Won't be seeing you after a while, crocodile. Is that better?
You're coming up with that for the whole battle.
Maybe.
She shakes her head and she says, "I will go get the supplies." Can I have all of you make me perception checks real quick?
Oh gosh,
Yes.
that's always great.
No.
Scott, you're never gonna guess what I wrote.
That's what I rolled too.
Div, actually, I'm going to exclude you from this. This is not
Okay,
something
good,
you
because
should
that
do.
was a total of 9.
I got a 10.
I got a 16.
I got a 15.
I got a 9.
God, oh,
Beautiful.
Liru and Nephis. As Azaka starts to walk back towards the water, she says, "I will go get our supplies." You notice there is no blood on her. Her clothes around her chest have holes in them, and you saw the force of this thing's jaw Like it should have done an incredible amount of damage, but instead there is not a drop of blood.
Huh.
Nephis is gonna like go up to her and be like, by the way, in the future at some point when we have some downtime, I would love for you to teach me some things about how you fight. Just if you have the time and if you're willing.
She looks to you and nods before she swims out into the river to go collect the various paddles and the canoe itself that has overturned, as well as a couple of the packs. Zephyrus, Caylona, Libru, can I have you three make me Constitution saving throws, please?
Con saves.
There are that then.
This is some water bugs. There is some disease in this water. Oof.
Well,
We got a 20.
Nice.
woo.
Yay, bless.
That's a 9 for good old me. I don't roll saves.
Zephyrus, what did you get?
I got a 12.
12? Okay. As you manage to slowly collect your supplies and get your breath underneath you, Libru, you find that there's like a scratching at the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Breathing gets harder.
She like coughs a little bit, trying to clear that scratch away. But she's well versed in the way things feel when they are quote good or not, you know. If there's just a little water in her throat, she knows what that feels like, and this does not feel like that. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can feel your throat swelling. Yeah, breathing is not great.
Lyra kind of like puts a hand over her neck, kind of kneels. She like falls to her knees in the water. The flames on her antlers are kind of flickering, and she's wheezing.
You can still breathe, Liru, but it's not a comfortable experience.
Yeah.
Azaka comes over and she sees your reaction and she says, "Were you in the water?"
Caylona, she was drowning. I had to get her out.
Open your mouth.
I do so. Oh, it's them leeches.
Oh no.
I remember them leeches.
Oh, gross.
Why would you open your mouth in
I
river
was
water?
trying to get my lightning gal to safety, okay? Don't yell at me.
She looks down and frowns to herself and she says, You have throat leeches.
Yeah, I figured as much. What can I do?
Her expression just gets a little bit more tight-lipped. We will not battle anymore until you can get over this. There is not much that can be done. If you are hardy, you will be able to recover, even though it will not be a pleasant experience.
Not much still implies something.
Lyra does not look cheered by that notion, but she also doesn't look that like afraid. She kind of just nods a little bit resignedly and she says, All right, you know best.
She nods, and then she says, as you're all kind of collecting the canoes again, she says, "You all fought well out there. I apologize. I should have noticed the creature under the water."
Also, is Azaka just kind of chill with Liru existing?
It doesn't seem that she's really caught up with that yet.
Fair.
As she takes a second, she looks. Her brain's just been going like.
Yeah, she's been busy. Like she's got stuff.
Even though, so the rest of you don't notice this, but Liru and Nephis, you notice that Azaka wraps bandages around herself, even though you saw that there was no wound there.
Suspicious.
But the rest of you don't really notice that. And so she pauses just as she's like saying this, and then she turns back and she says, "You were not here earlier."
Why does everyone keep saying that? Of course I was.
No, you were not. When did you? Where did the other one go? The ears, dark skin, could almost pass as a Jordan if she spoke the language.
Maybe you are all touched. I don't know anyone like that.
She looks around to the rest of you and she says, "I got hit pretty hard, but I'm not crazy, am I?"
You're crazy, but no, they do that sometimes. It was Mirasandra earlier. Marsius showed up for a little bit.
They? Who are you talking about?
I'm probably not the one who should be telling you, but you change sometimes.
As you say that, Liru changes again.
See?
And
see?
Yeah, look, here she goes.
Look.
1 second.
They're doing it again.
They're doing it again. And she turns into someone who you don't actually quite recognize. She turns into this very thin wraith-like man with skin that's so pale it's nearly translucent and hair that's like bright jet black. He's kind of handsome in a sharp way. He has this very vicious scar over one of his eyes. There's no eye beneath it, and hair so long it's like a single braid reaches all the way down to his knees. And he stands and doing a fairly impressive job of hiding any sort of discomfort in his voice. He says, "Now, that really isn't any of your business, is it?"
I mean, I was just pointing out what was going on. They were confused. I was trying to help them figure it out. By the way, I'm Jasper. Nice to meet you. And he sticks his hand out.
I don't care. I advise you stop asking questions.
I'm not asking questions.
Answering questions.
Well,
stay away from my angel.
Your angel?
Sorry. What?
You. There's something about you. There's something about all of you. You're getting too close. And I'm only going to warn you once. Stay away from my angel.
Tell them to stay away from us then. It's kind of, they joined us.
If you want us to do something, you should probably tell us exactly what it is we're not supposed to do, because that does not tell us what it is you don't want us to do.
You're going to be giving us commands. You kind of got to give us a reason, an explanation as to why.
I don't
Then
owe
we're
you
not
any
gonna stay away.
explanation.
And we're not gonna stay away.
Well, then we don't owe you anything either.
The man kind of smiles, and it's like it might have once been a kind smile, but he's not forgotten, but just lost touch with any possible definition of what kindness might be. And he says, "Now listen. You are pests, maybe, dangers, if I'm being generous. I've only allowed this to get this far because you aren't getting any closer. That's a little too close. They can't know. We can't know."
Why not? If it involves them and who they are, they're owed an explanation.
You think they'd ever want one?
I mean, does anybody ever want to hear why they exist? If
The
this
man
is
kind
the
of
life,
raises his eyebrows.
we're going to be working with them. They at least need to understand a little of what's going on. I'm sorry for giving explanations that I have no grounds in giving, but they at least deserve to know what's been happening with them. If they're going to be here with us, they need to know. At
Then
least
you
a
won't
little.
see them. Until you agree, you'll only see me.
Are you going to be at least a little nicer?
I am not your friend.
No, but
I am a general. And a warrior. And a priest. I am a god. And I do not make friends.
You're a god. I'm assuming not a very good one, because you saw what just happened, and you did nothing to help us.
I don't help either.
So you hinder.
I
It's what you're doing a lot of right
win.
now. What happened to Caylona in there? What happened to your body? You count that as a win?
Of course. Collateral damage, Caylona. We're fond of you. Ugh.
Caylona, something that you shoved away is screaming.
Scott, you did not. You can't have done this to me.
Oh,
I'm gonna kill you.
Jasper's gonna turn to Div and just ask, Div, do you know this guy?
You've never seen this one before, Div.
Div hasn't
No, I
seen
haven't.
anything.
Div has never met this individual before.
You turn to Div, and Div is almost bristling. He's watching this man very closely, or I guess as close as he can with his very empty eye sockets.
He can't see.
He can't see. He's got a very firm grip on his shield and mace. And he's kind of staring this man down. He says, "No, I do not."
And it's you. Oh, I hear about you all the time.
I'm here to help.
Are you?
Why we're all here. If you're not gonna help, I'd rather you leave.
All right. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, and the man gets up, he starts walking away. He goes actually towards
follows
one of
him.
the canoes.
Exactly.
Azaka is standing by them, and she just kind of looks at you coolly, and she says, "If you try to beat the jungle, whoever you are," and she just leans forward, "you will die alone. Be my guest."
The man kind of cocks his head at her. He looks her up and down, and there's like a peak of interest in his eyes. He says, "What are they offering you?"
A favor.
And he kind of he squints.
Whatever they're paying, I'll double it.
It's the mask. Yes, I remember. All right. Well, if I will die alone again without whatever it is you can provide, and you need this mask, how much do you need these people?
She looks at you, and she glances at the rest of them, and she says, "I do not know who you are, and you're hardly the first person I've met with a god complex. But I will tell you this. I am loyal to those who hire me." And she points to them and she says, "They have proven themselves brave and worthy. You have not. You follow my lead, or you will stay here. And trust me, the jungle will claim your body and you will rot, just like the rest." And then she turns around and begins packing up the canoes, and she turns to the rest of you and she says, "I would suggest moving on soon. This much meat will attract much unwanted attention. We should not stay here."
Really quick. Can Caylona do like a mind link thing with whoever this human is? I don't know his name, sorry.
Oh, you absolutely can.
Yeah, you can.
Oh boy.
She's like totally still, so no one can really tell what's going on because she like hates the fact that this man exists, but she's gonna talk to him anyway.
Good. I also hate the fact that this man exists. Join
Ain't
the
nobody
club.
like this man.
Ain't nobody like this man.
Caylona, as you reach out towards this person, you feel like an external source of incredible pain as the connection is made.
Like in my body?
It's like it's something that you realize that somebody else, like you don't experience it, but something someone else is, and you can tell that they are.
So like basically I just know that they're in pain.
Mhm. For some reason, as you forge this connection, you can say what you want.
Okay. So then she's gonna talk to him and she's gonna be like, "Look, I know you're not fond of me. Frankly, I'm not really that fond of myself either. But like, if we play our cards well, this could be a really great alliance for us. I could get you through this forest. You don't have to worry about, whoever else is running around in your mind finding out about each other. And then apparently you're a god, so I could have you on my side. Would you be willing?"
The man goes kind of stock still as soon as you forge this connection. And he says out loud, he says, "As long as you get out of my head and stay out."
She kind of smirks and she just says, "Okay." And then like says that mentally, but then smirks physically and just disconnects.
The man stands, he rubs at his throat, and pulls his hand away and kind of grimaces. Then he glances over at the rest of you. And he doesn't say anything, he just waits. Skype disconnected noise.
What do you expect us to tell the others? Anytime anyone questions, oh, there was someone else here before, who are you? Do we just pretend like this new person was here the whole time?
Leave them to their little fantasies.
It's not a fantasy. You are physically changing. Every so often, it's just somebody else here. There's no explanation for that. It just happens. And you want everyone around to just pretend in a little fantasy world that that's just how it is. That person's always been here.
You can know anything you want. I will tell you if you so desire. But leave them to what they believe. It's not that easy, is it? To shut your storming mouths.
That's really hard for me.
Caylona kind of speaks up for the first time and she says, there's a possibility that this could be a good idea. We do care about all those other people, don't we? And if it could really be that detrimental for them, it seems to confuse them and make them really upset when we talk about it. So maybe until he feels that we're ready or that they're ready for it, we just help them feel more comfortable while they're here.
So anytime
Except they won't be.
Anytime they change and we have someone new, and he points to the guide, and they don't understand either, we just have to, oh, yes, that person was there the whole time. That's your explanation. You want us to just pretend along with them.
Well, what does Div do? Div's been doing this for a long time, and he hasn't seemed to expose it to them.
Div, is that what we should keep on doing? You've known...
I give them a reason to be there. Usually I hear them come in.
It just feels like lying. Don't know how comfortable I am with that fact.
Has lying ever bothered any of you before?
When it's not on stage and written in a playbook, yes.
Well then, this should be easy for you, shouldn't it, Jasper? None of the people you've met are real. Every single one of them, a character, an actor. You aren't lying to a person. And if there is no person, well, does it really matter?
Is a person, though. Those are still people.
They're just tools.
And whether they're just a tool, everyone else around is still a person.
Like I said, you can know anything you want. The tool doesn't have to. The tool just does its little job.
So you're the real one then?
The real one.
Or are you just another tool?
The man kind of looks at his hands. He kind of flicks underneath his fingernails. He says, I'm not real.
I knew this.
I died many years ago, actually. But I am useful, unlike all of you.
I feel like we've proven ourselves useful. You haven't done anything but come in here and insult us.
I didn't say I was useful to you.
Nephis is going to inject it. You say you were a general of what army?
Not a very good one. He died.
The Breelish force on the edge of Irondair, back in the last war.
My
The king
apologies.
positioned me there, personally.
Do I have info about this, Scott?
You don't have a name. You have nothing to go off of.
Okay.
That could be one of 50 different people.
Okay.
It's him gerrymandering. Sorry.
It's him, General Tool.
Cool. Who are you then?
My name is Kamakani.
Do I know anything?
Zephyrus. And Zephyrus, make a history check.
Me too. Did you say my name?
I did.
Okay.
Well, Kamakani,
Oh.
the, I guess, body you're currently inhabiting has agreed to help us on this mission. And if you're not going to help, I would prefer you stayed out of it. I have no control over what you do, but everyone else has agreed to help. So far, you're standing in our
I got a
Of
two,
course
by the
they
way,
agreed
so-
to help. They only agree to help when I let them. And yes, I am perfectly willing to help you. I've made my terms clear.
Zephyrus, what did you get on the history check?
Oh, I was supposed to be rolling that. Sorry, my brain. History check. History check. I got a 10.
Nephis,
No,
you've heard that name before. You know you have. That's it. Zephyrus,
Dang it. Dang it. What the?
you think that you've heard a story of something involving that name, but it didn't involve Under.
Would Jasper have heard any stories about it?
Sinver told that story to you. Can't quite remember what it is. Jasper, you would not know this. No.
Then war stories are boring. I don't like those.
Says you.
Div, make me a history check.
div time, baby.
It's a dirty 20.
Another memory flashes through your head. Same voice. You still don't know who she is. And she says, that British psychopath, Kamakani, seems to have found himself a little corner. I'm unsure what we're supposed to do about it. And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
Okay, all the things.
Thanks for joining us for another session of Dust is the Past, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.